Stone. Hello, Mikel.
Hi, Gary.
Any casualties we don't know about from the weekend?
No, I think you are aware of all of them.
With Bakaya, obviously a bit of a hip issue before kick-off?
Yeah, we have to wait. Today he was better, but we have to wait and see how he responds and then make the decision.
As far as you know, and I'm sure you've asked and you've seen, nothing too serious?
It doesn't look like something too serious. Whether he's going to be available for tomorrow or the weekend, we will see.
And obviously we've got further news now on Mikel Merino, who's going to be out. The club says until, well, hopefully we'll be training again before the end of the season. Can you be any more specific than that?
Well, we hope so. I don't know, obviously he needs to go through a procedure, which is never obviously positive. He's a big player for us, a player that has such a versatility and capacity to compete in various positions, and yeah, that's a big blow.
Is it a fracture? Or?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, the wording of the statement suggests that there might be a chance of him playing again before the end of the season, and obviously there's the World Cup coming up as well. So those are targets, I guess.
Let's see. It's a very rare injury, so we have to wait and see once we have the surgery how that reacts daily. Obviously, monitor it throughout the weeks post the surgery and see. I know Mikel is going to do absolutely everything that he possibly can to come back as quick as possible, but as well you have to respect the healing process and the fact that obviously it's an injury that is quite rare.
So that serious pain in the foot for that Mikel, is that a pain in the neck for this Mikel?
Yes, and for the team as well, obviously, because he's a big player for us, a very important player for us, and we're not going to have him till probably the end of the season.
Does it change your thinking today before 7 o'clock with the deadline?
Of course. I mean, when you lose a big player like this in the squad with 4 months to go and all the competitions to play for, you need to look, and we need to do everything that we possibly can to see if we have a player that is available, and if we don't, okay, we keep what we have.
But we know, particularly now, with his versatility and his abilities, his importance to the squad, not just any player's going to do. It's got to be someone really special, right, to come in.
Well, at this level, especially for 4 months, you have to bring a player that has the capacity to adapt immediately and impact the team, and that's not easy. But it would be easy, we wouldn't be here. So we need to find solutions and try.
I guess in previous years gone by, there would have been more of a panic, if that's the right word, than there is now, because of the depth of the squad that you've got now.
Yeah, but we have more depth now. But for 7 months we haven't had the depth because we have players out, like a lot of teams. So we know the demands, the standards that we need, and we need players because we play every 2-3 days.
How pivotal was the weekend? And I don't just mean going somewhere like these and winning so well, so convincingly, but also other teams chasing that title, losing points.
We can only control what we can control. Last weekend we lost. Now everything looks different. We are very happy in the manner that we competed and win our game, and that's the only thing that is in our hand. And by the way, big congratulations to our women's team for winning the trophy at the weekend as well, which was a really nice news.
Because Paul Merson said on Sky that it kind of felt to him, that game, that victory, the whole weekend, it was like the weekend, the game where Arsenal won the title.
Yeah, we need another 13 or 14 of those, and that we will make it happen. So we know how much is still to do. We are very conscious of that. I think every club is very conscious of that, and we just keep going.
So it's a Carabao Cup. As it's Carabao Cup, just a bit of a random question for you, I guess. You're the best team in Europe. You're the best team in the Premier League. You're a game away with the advantage of getting to a domestic cup final. There's no supercomputer, unfortunately, but the bookies have you at 9-1 to do the treble, those three, Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup. Is that a target? Is that something the players can believe in?
Honestly, we go day by day, competition by competition. Tomorrow we have a really tough game against a very good Chelsea side. Yeah, we have the home advantage, we have a good result, but we have still a lot to do tomorrow to earn the right to win the final.
The thoughts of something like the treble, there's nothing wrong with the dressing room believing that that's possible, is there?
There's no point talking about it. What we can talk and control is what we do daily to sustain the level that we had or to improve it, ideally.
Ian, talk sport.
Hi Mikel, how are you?
Hi, Ian.
Can you talk us through what today is like for you? Because I think sometimes I think it's a bit like Championship manager, where you get up in the morning and you think, right, Mikel Moreno's out for the rest of the season, I need a midfielder, and then you just go and search someone there, and it's not like that, is it?
No, it's not. Well, we had the news a few days ago, and obviously we are always active in every window that we have, just in case something happens. We have the departure of Ethan as well to Marseille for the right reasons, I believe, for the club, player, and the team. And then the news of Mikel were very unexpected, obviously, especially for such a long time. So we are actively looking at options. We will continue to do that. So my day will be the same as usual. I'll be busier. And if we have find a solution, we will try to do it. And if we don't, we will continue in the manner that we are now.
Because things are going so well on all fronts, is there the temptation not to replace Mikel? Because obviously you don't want to disrupt the harmony you have within your squad right now.
Well, we do something is just to improve what we have and to be better. Certainly not with that purpose. So we will have the consideration in relation to the opportunity that we have, whether we do it or not.
Liam Rossini's Chelsea, you're up against them again, second leg of the League Cup. They've conceded goals. He's won 6 of the 7 games that he's had, but they have conceded quite a few goals along the way. Is that a weakness that you'll be targeting?
Well, I mean, every team has his own things. I think Liam is doing an incredible job so far in different competitions as well. And tomorrow, the tie has a context which is very specific when you talk about that tie. That the fact that we play at home and we have the advantage, but that we need to now make it very concrete in the manner that we approach the game certainly tomorrow to win it.
Last one from me. In terms of not setting a ceiling for your team and going to try and win all 4 competitions, I understand obviously you want to do that, but this is the first one. This could be your first piece of silverware in 6 years since you won the FA Cup here. Is this in a way the most important of the lot? I mean, if you win all 4, when you look back and think that was actually the one, the League Cup.
Yes, I mean, the next one is always the most important one, and it is the closest, at least, to reach a final. And tomorrow, if I don't have people, we really need to create the atmosphere, the energy, the belief that we're going to do it, and all together, I'm sure we are very capable of doing that.
James, Athletic.
Hi Mikel.
Hi.
I just had a couple of questions about Eberechi Eze. You've spoken a lot this season about the need for magic moments, and he's someone who can provide them, and he has provided them against Spurs and City and other places. I just wondered, is that enough really for someone who wants to be a regular starter in your team? Is moments enough, or do they have to find a way to impact the game more often throughout the 90 minutes?
Yeah, you have to impact the game consistently throughout 96 minutes at this level, and any phase, any action is the most important action. And on top of that, you have to be able to add other values. In his case, he's very, very, very good and unique at creating those magic moments. So that's the demands of each player.
And do you think, in terms of his position in the team, when he arrived, we saw him a little bit more on the left-hand side. It feels like recently he's been more in central areas. Is that because you feel that central position suits him better?
Well, for different reasons, to be fair, because we had certain injuries on the front line and we utilize him on the left, and we have injuries as well on the right. So he's been able to adapt to different positions. I think in the last few weeks he had more consistency in one position, and just trying to understand as well those relationships where he's more comfortable, where he can impact more the game in relation to the opponent, and that's where we are.
James, CBS.
Hi Miguel, I'd like to ask you about Victor Gyökeres. 4 goals in his last 6 games. Are you seeing signs of an improvement, and if so, where on the pitch?
Yes, well, his all-around play and performances, I would say he's been much more consistent in actions and consecutive actions especially. His defending inputs, they've been terrific from the beginning, but attacking wise, understanding his movements, the timings of his runs, the presence and movements at the box has been much better, and he's been more prolific certainly in front of goal to help us to win more games.
And he's starting to score those, maybe not the most aesthetically pleasing goals, but do you think that was something your team was maybe missing before Victor came on?
Yes, I mean, he has the ability to do that, and goals are goals. I know that we prefer the beautiful ones on YouTube, but they are all very important, and the ones that he scored recently are very much the same.
Mikel,
Hi.
you obviously got quite a lot of options in defence and at fullback. With Mikel now facing a long spell out, is Miles someone you might now view sort of primarily more in midfield than at left back?
Yeah, Miles has the qualities to play in different positions. He's played as a fullback, as a 6, or as an attacking midfielder even. So yeah, that's an option that we have in the squad.
I think since he came into the first team, pretty much all his minutes, I guess, have been at left back, but he came through the academy in midfield. Why, I guess, have you not used him more in midfield in the first team so far?
Well, because I believe that he had the best chance to break into the first team playing that position, because I think he has unique qualities that we didn't have in the squad to accommodate that and to give him the chance to play for us.
Hi Mikel, with Ethan going out on loan, he scored in his first game for Marseille, I'm sure you've seen it. How delighted were you to kind of see him hit the ground running in some ways, and then other in your mind going, that maybe could have been for us as well if he was still here?
Yes, but we made the decision now. What I would love to see from Ethan is they score that goals every 3 days, and he plays a lot of minutes. He gets the exposure that he needs. He continues to grow mentally, physically, in all the technical and tactical aspects that are necessary at this level. And that's the reason we've done it, because we believe that was the right context and the right coach for him to do that. And hopefully that's going to happen.
And the understanding was that there wasn't a break clause in that loan that you could say emergency bring him back within this window. Did you do that with the mindset of we're sending him out there and he's going to get important experience over the next 6 months?
Well, to be fair, that's more something that Andrea and Sam in this case are more in charge of deciding and negotiating, because it's not only what we want as well as what the other clubs expect from the player that is joining them and the way he commits to that club.
Okay, last couple now, James and Mikel.
When you have this situation where you're looking to react really late in the window, how does it work? Do you go to a list? Do you go to Andrea with a list of players? Does he come to you? What's the sort of process?
Yeah, we start to look, but obviously Andrea is in full charge of that, and I fully obviously trust him with the experience that he has, with the relationship we built, and because we understand each other so well. But we believe that that can help us, the environment that he's going to find that player as well, the expectations, and obviously the financial options that we have to bring a player now.
I mean, you've only got 5 hours. I mean, are you relaxed about the situation that if you don't get anyone in, you've got enough?
I wouldn't say relax. I mean, I think we are on it, and it's our responsibility, when we are playing for what we are playing, to give ourselves the best opportunity and chance to look at the market, every option, evaluate them, and then make a decision whether we do something, if it's possible.
Does last January come into your mind at all, where you thought about doing something late, obviously had that failed bid late on? Do you think we don't?
Managers used to get asked a lot years ago if they knew what their strongest 11 was, or their preferred 11. Do you think the days of having the preferred 11 or a strongest lineup are gone with all the rotation that's necessary?
I can't speak for other managers in terms of myself. I don't have a best 11. I never have done in all of the clubs that I've worked with. Why? Because the physical demands of the Premier League or Liga or the Championship now with 46 games, you need a squad and you need to use the players in the correct way to challenge over the course of the season. I can't speak for other managers if they have a best 11. Here at the moment, I've been in for 3.5 weeks. I'm just getting to know the players. I don't have a best 11 in my mind. I try and pick the right starting team, but I also try to pick a bench that will give us the right finishing team as well. And so far, I have to say the substitutes in every game that we've played have made a huge impact. It's not down to my tactical stuff. There's some part of that, but it's down to their mentality to come on and help the team.
John?
Liam, the result from the first leg from this Carabao Cup semi-final wasn't the same as against Napoli in midweek or today against West Ham, but there were similarities in the sense that in the second half Chelsea were much better in those games, and substitutions contributed to that. Does that give you confidence in case things aren't necessarily going well in the second leg, that again Chelsea can kind of come through in the second half and finish well? Yeah,
players are showing me that. The players are showing me that they're engaged. The players who are so important and frustrated not to start games are all coming on and having an impact. the reality is Arsenal are favourites for the tie. They're a goal up and they're at home, so they'll expect to go through. We need to take it as far as we can and as deep as we can, and then the second half hopefully will be massive in terms of turning the tie around.
Can I also just check, and if you've already been asked this elsewhere, then I apologise, but is there a chance of Esteval being involved?
I don't know yet with Este. He's a young kid who's come and been magnificent. He's going through a really difficult time for personal reasons, and he's on compassionate leave. I won't put any pressure on him. It has to be right for him, and he has to feel like he's in the right place to perform for this team.
Dan?
As you say, Arsenal will be favourites going into this tie, but given the fact that this group of players have won 2 trophies in big finals and performed under pressure twice in the last 9 months, and in the last 5.5 years Arsenal haven't won anything, can you lean into that going into Tuesday's game?
Yeah, I think my players, I look at maybe Enzo Fernandez has won a World Cup as well as the group winning two trophies last year. They can play in big games, they can perform in big games. It's definitely a big game on Tuesday. I won't speak about what Arsenal or Mikel Arteta have or haven't done. That's not my concern. My concern is resting. It's another 3-game week. We need to recover. It's going to be a really physical game on Tuesday, and preparing the team as best I can for that game.
Peter?
You mentioned Enzo Fernandez just before reacting to the game, and he's played a lot of football. Where is he at in terms of his fitness? Can you keep pushing him?
Right, he's just fit. You see him today arriving in the box in the 92nd, 93rd minute. Enzo's got a rare athleticism, which is a gift, where he can recover really quickly, and his distances that he covers in terms of our data is absolutely top, and the quality and the leadership he gives the team. And I'm really enjoying working with him.
Jacob?
Obviously, Arsenal won 4-0 today, but there's been quite a lot of anxiety in their home games recently. I mean, do you look to play on that?
We'll see.
Tuesday?
We'll see. We'll go and play our game.
Bobby?
Hi Liam, can I just ask about Jamie Gittins? There's an update.
Yeah, Jamie unfortunately felt his hamstring. I don't know the extent of the injury. It's a real shame for him, because I wanted to give him a start and I wanted him to show what he could do. So for him to come off after 25 minutes is disappointing for him, and hopefully it's not too bad.
And is Philip Jorgensen injured?
He's close. He's close to being fit, and hopefully it'll be either Arsenal or the game after.
Nizar?
Hi Liam, sorry, it's a bit before the transfer deadline, but I've got to ask you about Mamadou Sarr, just because there's like reports saying that you're personally driving him concerning. I know
is a match between Arsenal and Chelsea. Arsenal is up 3-2 going into Tuesday's match. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern ahead of kickoff at 3 p.m. Eastern, and you can catch all the coverage on Paramount+. So let's speak a little bit about the form of both of these teams coming into this match, both of them with wins over the weekend. But Stefano, speaking about Victor Gyökeres, actually, Tony, let me come to you first, because Tony came into the meeting this morning. He goes, is it true that Victor Gyökeres has only scored 11 goals this season? And that was something that surprised you, Tony.
Yeah, because I feel like, and it's probably the other things that Mikel Arteta keeps talking about that Victor Gyökeres does for that side. I feel like he had more goals, but certainly I know it's probably whatever, like most strikers, whatever number of goals you have, you always want a little bit more, right? You're always looking for more. Took him a little bit to settle in, I think, to the group. But I still think, and we're always going to judge number 9s by the numbers, right? But I still think there's been so many other things that he's done for the side. I go to the Atletico Madrid game, right? Against Atleti, he scores 2 goals in that Champions League game, but he also has an assist in that game. His hold-up play was really, really good. And I think that's what Mikel Arteta was talking about for weeks. But as I mentioned, in the end, when we look at somebody's career, when we look at the end of the season, goal scorers will always be judged by the numbers, because that's just what world football tells you is the barometer of whether you're good or you're not good, or you're fit into a team or not.
Don't you find it pretty incredible, though, that this Arsenal team doesn't have like one superstar that's like carrying the load? It's like everybody. It's pretty incredible that they're able to be this good. And it's like sharing the spoils, everybody on the team.
Yeah, there's no talisman. I would say that they're the player that dominates a game for them is on the back line in Gabriel, because there is no talisman in this team, and you see it by just the stats where the top scorer has 6 goals in Victor Gyökeres in the Premier League.
Right. Even like Bukayo Saka, right? I think we were talking about Arsenal being potential favorites at the beginning of the season. We said, oh, it's going to have to be a crazy season from Bukayo Saka, best player in the league. And he really hasn't been, but Arsenal have been so good.
Bukayo Saka has 4 goals in the Premier League.
That's unbelievable.
And it's what it is. It's Gyökeres with 6. This is all Premier League. Trossard with 5. Declan Rice with 4. Eze with 4. Zubimendi with 4. It's all.
And those 4 goals from Eze have come. 3 of them have come in one game.
In one game, exactly. Yeah, it is interesting. It's definitely a team built a lot differently than any of the past Premier League champions over the last decade.
Should we switch to talking a little bit about Chelsea then, real quick, before we get into the big Carabao Cup match between these two teams? Chelsea, they came back. Incredible match for them, Nico, to come back in this one, unbeaten now in their last 5. How are you feeling about this Chelsea side right now?
Yeah, the only game that they lost was against Arsenal, the first leg of this fixture. There's like belief in Liam Rossinier, at least from the players, right? And they got that late goal, which made it 3-2. And if there's ever a moment to play Arsenal, you know, there has been a lot of talk about Arsenal wobbling. And every time Arsenal wobbles, like against Manchester United, it feels like there's this pile on. And then, all right, how are they going to react next? And they reacted really well against Leeds. So Chelsea's going to feel like this is an opportunity. It's like, all right, Manchester United did it at their place. We can do it too. It's going to take a lot because no one wants to be eliminated at this point. You get me? Like, narratives can start taking shape once you're eliminated from a tournament, although it's a lower tier tournament in the priority list of these teams. You know, Liam Rossinier is going to have his first elimination. Or Arsenal goes out to Liam Rossinier's side, you know? So there's more on the line than we might think from the outset, just looking, Carabao Cup semifinals, right?
Without a doubt.
There's still a trophy on the line, right? And we had this discussion the other day. How do you prioritize? I don't know that you prioritize. You get to the game, you put your best players that you have available to you. It'll be important for them for sure to put something in the trophy. And I guess we'll talk to Victor Gyökeres here in a little bit, and we'll ask him.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.